Democrats blindsided by midterm investigation, their blue wave is collapsing. Show up and give these people a clear and loud message. From Fox News. Republican Brian Kemp, Georgia's Secretary of State, is investigating the state's Democratic Party for possible cyber crimes related to an alleged attempted hack on state voting infrastructure, his office announced Sunday, throwing a seismic wrench into Kemp's neck-and-neck gubernatorial race against Democrat Stacey Abrams with less than 48 hours to go before Election Day. Federal partners including the Department of Homeland Security and the FBI also have been notified about the failed attempt to hack the state's voter registration system as of Saturday night, Kemp's office said. While we cannot comment on the specifics of an ongoing investigation, I can confirm that the Democratic Party of Georgia is under investigation for possible cyber crimes, Kemp Press Secretary Candice Broce said in a press release. We can also confirm that no personal data was breached and our system remains secure. Theomandashia. Dems spent a record $5.2 billion on midterms, outspending GOP by $330 million. They're notoriously bad with money and didn't learn their lesson in 2016 presidential election. In an updated statement early Sunday afternoon, Kemp's office added, "We opened an investigation into the Democratic Party of Georgia after receiving information from our legal team about failed efforts to breach the online voter registration system and My Voter page." The Georgia My Voter page MVP allows voters who log in with their first initial, last name, county, and date of birth to check their registration status and other information, including the status of any mail-in and absentee ballots. The MVP is managed by Kemp's office. The new statement continues, "We are working with our private sector vendors and investigators to review data logs. We have contacted our federal partners and formally requested the Federal Bureau of Investigation to investigate these possible cyber crimes. The Secretary of State's office will release more information as it becomes available." North Dakota Democratic Party, in apparent voter suppression effort, falsely claims hunters may lose licenses if they vote. Reached by Fox News, the FBI's press office said it had no comment Sunday afternoon. In response to Kemp's allegation, a spokeswoman for the Georgia Democratic Party was livid, writing that the scurrilous claims are 100% false and lambasting the probe as another example of abuse of power by the Secretary of State. Kemp and former Georgia State House Minority Leader Stacey Abrams are locked in a tight contest Fox News currently considers a toss-up. The two are vying to replace term-limited GOP Governor Nathan Deal, and Abrams could become the state's first black governor. Kemp has the backing of Heisman Trophy winner Herschel Walker, while Abrams boasts the endorsement of Oprah Winfrey. Kemp has previously said he wouldn't recuse himself as Georgia's Secretary of State if his race with Abrams goes to a recount, even though his office would be overseeing that process. This political stunt from Kemp just days before the election is yet another example of why he cannot be trusted and should not be overseeing an election in which he is also a candidate for governor, the Georgia Democratic Party's executive director, Rebecca DeHart, said in a statement. Georgians of all political stripes are very concerned about election security and the security of Georgians' personal information, DeHart added in a fresh statement later in the day. The Democratic Party of Georgia shares that concern, but we did not create, discover, or attempt to take advantage of the deeply vulnerable system used by the Secretary of State's office. She continued as Kemp aims to deflect blame for his failures. The questions everyone must be asking is, why was the system vulnerable in the first place? Why has Brian Kemp still not taken basic steps to secure Georgians' personal information? DeHart charged that, in 2016, Kemp was one of the only secretaries of state in the country to refuse help from the Department of Homeland Security to improve election security, leaving Georgians vulnerable to foreign cyber attacks.